Okay, we're back again. I have the camera set up right in front of the machine. I'm getting a green one, green strip and a cream one. And I'm putting them together. Sorry, I'm just going to put my fat hands in front there. I'm putting them together, but I'm laying them out on an angle. Like I've put one about a good inch or so, inch and a half, ahead of the green. So the cream is a bit further than the green. So does that make sense? So it's not going to start head to head. One's going to start about an inch and a half. Just eyeball it. You don't have to be perfect. I've done one strip already because I wanted to make sure that my machine was going. So what I do is I get started and I have these all sitting together next to me in the colour order. So I've got, you know, green, lemon, blue, grey, cream, olive, and then the beige, all sitting in their correct order. So I'm just sewing 1/4 inch. Just keeping the edges of the fabric together. So hi Ione, hi Stella, and you can see it's just a little bit, we'll just scratch her over, no big deal. And I'll just move it over a fraction more. Hi Karen. And this should be a right way around. So then I get to the end of the cream and I stop. I pick up the next green and cream one. I'm going to do all one or two colours together. Hi Rado. And so I pick up the green, pick up the cream, and I put the cream down about an inch and a half from the end of the green one. It's a bit hard to say green and cream together, or yellow, lemon. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then feed it under, and this is called chain piecing. So there's no cutting off, there's no waste of thread. I'm just going to let it keep feeding on, just stopping every now and then. Hi Jill, to make sure that my green and my lemon are lining up nicely. It's a bit harder with the camera right in front of your nose, so I hope I don't do too bad for you. And you'll see how chain piecing works. And I can see it's starting to split again, so just move it over. And I'm not pushing, pulling, I'm not stretching the fabric, I'm just guiding it through. When I get to the end of the yellow or lemon, pick up another lot. I'm back. Did I miss much? No, love. I'm just starting to sew them together. Now I have just started sewing. I've sewn 3 lemon to 3 green. I am moving them down. So when I put the green one at the back and then the lemon one on top, but I'm moving them down about an inch and a half, eyeballing each time. There's no precision. And I am stitching them together. But I'm not, it's called chain piecing, so if you haven't done this before, this is a really good way to avoid thread wastage. It's also a quick way to join together fabric, especially when you've got a lot to join together. So strip piecing is done this way. Hi Colleen, how you going? Let's see that a little bit over. Just a bit of a chicken scratch thing. There we go. No stretching, no pulling. Don't go pushing and shoving it through. It should just glide through nice and easy with the feed dogs. And stop. Is there a reason to move the top fabric down? Yes, you'll see it in the next step, which is the cutting. Hi, Colleen. All right, so go like that. Next piece. So we're moving it down, you know, each time they'll be this roughly the same. And because we're not cutting all these in one go, you know, they'll be good when we get to the cutting board. You'll see it when it gets to the cutting board. So currently just strip piecing these together and chain piecing as well. Hi Annie, how you going? It's awesome because I too thought, what am I going to do with these? Yeah, well there you go, see? And a lot of people buy them. It's like those big Dream Big panels, you know, what do you do with them? You know, I can't do what these amazing quilters do, so what do I do with it, you know, that sort of thing. Hi Patricia. Rhonda's on board. Hi Rhonda. Haven't seen you for ages. How you been? All right, the pause is me getting the next strip ready. And I'll do like a set of colours at a time. I don't go across and do one full row of colours. I just do the green and lemon together. It's good to hear, love, how those grandies going. Hi Trish, how you going, love? And again, like I say, we're just chain piecing these strips together. Oh, I had a bit of an itch, had to scratch. It's hard to scratch an itch when you're doing these. All right, next one again is the green and lemon. And just moving it down. So it starts at an odd. Hi Kathleen, how you going, love? Growing up way too fast. Yeah, I bet they are, Rhonda, I bet they are. So, you know, one piece might have it move down further than the other, blah, 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 but it doesn't matter. Just so long as you move it down each time. If you haven't noticed, I use a stop-start button. I don't actually, you'll hear that dit, and that's me pressing stop-start. So I do a lot of stop-starts. It just helps me when I stop all the time, it just helps me reevaluate where I'm at. Next one is, again, and just pressing the start button and letting it feed in, and that's my last one of the green and lemon. And again, I don't go 100 miles an hour with my sewing machine. It's just ticking along just underneath the halfway mark on the speed slider on the top of the machine there. I'll tell you what, guys, if you don't have a stop-start on your machine, it is time to upgrade. It is the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so we get there. I'll just line them up there. Now, I'm not cutting off still. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to have a big snake tail of these things. So my next one, moving them along, and you'll just see them in the corner of the picture, around about here. And I'm getting the blue and the grey. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm moving the grey down roughly an inch, inch and a half. It don't matter. It's an eyeball thing. And I'm just placing it level with the edge of the foot and feeding it in. And see, it's a little bit over that side. I'm just sorry, just doing a bit of a chicken scratch. Keep my hands out of the way. So once these pieces get a bit bigger, I'll probably chuck my gloves on just so that I can help support it. Stop start is the best. I love it. I don't know how I haven't used a foot for years. I actually, my new machine that I bought, my 14,000, the Janome, well this is a Janome 2, I've never actually used the foot of that. It's still in its packaging. Which goes to show, even with art quilts, I don't actually use my foot. I just use stop-start. I just slow it down accordingly. Just to inform you, the thread I have in the machine at the moment is a arent thread. And in the bobbin, I have Wonderful Deco Bob, which is an 80 weight thread. So it seems to be working beautifully. As you can get them for the standard sit-down machines as well as for the long arm. And there's something like 400 meters per bobbin because it's so fine. They get so much on the bobbin, which means I haven't had to change my bobbin all the time. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to watch the rest on YouTube. I'm going to do some sewing myself. No worries, Sylvia. After being in the wheelchair, I will never go back to using a foot pedal. No, you wouldn't. No, so much easier. It's one less motor skill that you have to think about. And I think, especially with free motion quilting, it's brilliant. Well, make sure, Sylvia, you let me know what you think of the videos when you see them on YouTube. Hopefully there's some people that are actually sewing along with me today, and if you're not, taking notes. The needle I'm using is a size 70. I actually do stock these needles. They're a superior needle, titanium based. I find it less chance of me smashing the pins, the needles I should say. I do have needles right down to a size 8 or 60. So if you've got fine things like chiffon or really fine silk and things like that you want to sew together, that's the best kind of needle to use it for. It's very, very fine. All right. And move down. Next one. So in no time at all, I'll have 2, 3 colours or four lots of colours put together. And then I'll be putting these ones together. I'll show you. The reason why I leave them joined at the moment is so I know which order they came off the machine at. I don't want to try and go back and figure it out myself. That's way too hard. I like to make it as easy as possible for myself. Normally when I don't, that's when you hear the cursing. Yeah, I've still got half a bobbin. I've done a lot of work in that bobbin. I did all the demos yesterday, I think at least yesterday afternoon with that bobbin in. So I haven't changed the bobbin for a while. And I think they come in packs of 36 for $45, which is really quite reasonable considering how much sewing you get out of one. You can reuse them. They are plastic, not the cardboard ones, but I think they have a life expectancy, so you might only get to reuse them maybe once or twice. They're suitable for pretty much most machines. If you find that they jump around, you can always throw in, which I did just in case, this fella, which is the little magic bobbin genies. So you can throw those in underneath them, and that helps keep them from jumping around. How do you stop the strips curving as you sew, Michelle? Okay, so because I'm not doing any pulling or shoving, and I'm not stretching, I'm just guiding. They shouldn't curve. And I'm going to show you how I iron with the best press, and which is like a starch, but formaldehyde free, and it also has some other benefits to it as well. And once I have these all joined together, they will, and trust me, they will sit nice and flat. Good afternoon, everyone. Finally can watch a video without the embodying. Oh, good. That's good, Julie. Sorry about my fingers, and they're a bit crusty at the moment because of all the hand washing we're doing. Excuse me. I have a bit of sinus, which is just brilliant. I haven't gone anywhere to get anything. It's all that allergy stuff. At least my headache's going. I can now grip my teeth without having a migraine. All right, so the blue with the grey one underneath. I'm just straightening them up before. And I think too, Annie, with the way I've cut them, it's reduced any movement in the fabric. And I'm talking about the way I cut them originally. Yeah, you're getting them too. Well, you were saying that the other day. I was sitting outside having a coffee, and the wind's blowing like an absolute bugger, and I ended up getting a beanie for Julie because she was getting wind blown and had a headache and wasn't happening. So I got a beanie and a scarf for her, and she felt much better. All right, so this is the last of the blue and grey. And the next one I'm going to do is the cream and the olive. So as you can see, every now and then I'm stopping just to realign the edges. I'm no pushing and shoving as such, just a little bit of a chicken scratch. And just a realignment. If you've got to pull and twist and stuff, that's when you'll end up with boo-boos. It was terrible and driving me crazy. Thanks for the warm beanie. It's all right. You're welcome, honey bun. Went off the edge a bit there, but that's okay. It'll come out in the wash. I was doing some 2.5-inch bedding strips some years back, and they curved something rotten, so I put it all away to go back to, hence I still have not touched them. Okay, so there's actually a way that you can stop them from doing that. Normally it happens because when you're sewing them together, you're sewing them all from the one end each time. So that makes them all curve to the one direction. So you can actually stop it, especially when you've got them even. So mine aren't even. I'm starting off like about an inch down each one. There is a way to stop that. Once you've actually got them all sewed together though, you're sort of at the will of the gods. You can straighten it, but you might never straighten those seams. It could be a case of unpicking. Oh, and guess what came in? My quick rippers. So the quick rippers, these things have come in. So all those who put them on back order, finally, 3 months later, they've come in. How cool is that? So I'll add them to invoices. I love my quick ripper. Yeah, so Annie, if you had a quick ripper, I can tell you now, it would take you 10 minutes to undo all the seams, and probably 15 minutes if you had a massive quilt. You know, it's so quick. And if you don't want to unpick it, Annie, send it down to me and I'll do it and send it back to you. It is really, really cool, and I'll demo it today because I'm sure I'll stitch something wrong. Dear. No, I'll demo it later and show you how it works. I did do a YouTubey on it. It's brilliant. once you get used to how it works, you've just got to get your head around how it works. It's brilliant, honestly, especially on my long arm. Oh my God, if you've done something and you've got someone else's quilt on there, you panic using a normal unpicker because you're frightened of tearing anything. You can still tear it with this, but because you're coming from underneath, there's sort of less chance of it, and there is a method. Hi Colleen, how you going? Welcome aboard, first time watcher. If you've missed the first one, looks so different. Okay, so if you've missed the first video, Colleen, these will be up on YouTube eventually. I'll probably put them up at the end of the day. It takes a few hours to load. But there'll be a whole set of them. So this will be part 2, and on it'll go until I finish it. So look, you can use a 70 or an 80 in batiks. If you're quilting, you might use an 80 or 90. But I normally find a 70 or an 80. 80 is the average. For your batik fabrics, Annie. Yeah, so, and seriously, if you can't unpick them because you can't stand looking at them, send them down to me and I'll unpick it for you. Serious. And that is a genuine offer. I will do that for you. You've been a loyal follower and I'm happy to help. It won't take me long at all. G'day Dawn, many happy returns for the other day. Your quick pick is the same as a Peggy Sue for removing embroidery stitches. Oh, okay, there you go. I didn't know there was one of those, Trish. This one is called the Quick Ripper from Michelle Watts, I think it is. And it took them, I must email her too because she sent me another lot because I sent her a message the other day saying, I haven't seen those quick rippers. And she asked me what I wanted to do, cancel or reorder them again. I said, no, look, just send them off. I really need them. I've got customers waiting. And I kid you not, 2 days later, 3 days later, I get the order in. And it was sent on the 10th of March and it arrived on Thursday. Crazy. From the States. I've never had anything take so long in my life. So I have to email her and just tell her that I've finally got them and to invoice me for the new lot you just sent. I will send you an email and I shall buy some from you. Thank you, Michelle. I just need to find out the project now. Yeah, absolutely, Annie. I am so happy to do that for you. Yeah, it was really slow. Oh, I nearly went off skew then because I was reading a message. Oh, okay, Debbie, I will show you it. Let me just get through this little tacker. The Quick Ripper, that's it there. You press the on button. That's it there. So, and it works a treat. And it takes, I think it's a AA battery. It comes with a battery and a little cleaner. Very easy to use. What am I doing? Going the wrong way. I needed to go the right way. Don't be silly, Michelle. All right. I nearly put the green at the back and the white on the top, and that would have been silly, silly. They've got to be all the same. Yeah, electronic. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. I know someone who, I think it's Ione, who's using one of those little nose shaver things. The brand new one, obviously, not your pre-used, but it doesn't work the same. So just word of advice, if you're going to try and make a shortcut, it doesn't actually work as well, like getting a nose hair cutterer. Which I thought it was quite funny. All right, I'm on to the last green one. Green and cream. Alrighty. And then I'm going to take them off and show you what I do next. I'm going to get one of those. I've spent the morning reverse sewing last night. So, oh, really? Oh, no. You know what made me get one of those? I had accidentally, well, I did a whole row of sewing, and I just went, and it was on the long arm, and I went, I don't like it. It wasn't that it, you know, it was bad or anything. There was nothing wrong with the stitches or anything. I just didn't like it. And so I spent hours, a day and a half, hours. I had other people helping me unpicking a row and a half of this stitching. It's 12 stitches an inch. And honest to God, I thought I was going to go mad. So I get to cut off now. I've done them all. I end up finding this. I did a bit of a research thing and I found it. So I'm just going to move the camera across to my messy bench, and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to snip all these apart. So I'll do one colour first. And I'll keep them together in their order, because to not have them in their order would be very silly. Yeah, I've got, I ordered 10 and I've sold 8 already. So I do have, so if you weren't on the back thing, I do have 2 there that haven't been pre-sold. But in saying that, I do have another 10 coming. So they're not cheap at all. They're like, I think they're like $38 or something like that. But the amount of work they do and the amount of work they save you is phenomenal. All right, so that's a second colour. And you can see I'm just keeping them on top of each other. I haven't cut them in any separate way, just the way they're coming off the machine. So I'm keeping them sort of in their pile. It's very hard to do it this way, just saying. The camera in front of me. All right. Now, that's those. So, what I'm going to do now is get these in their relative order. So, this one started with the green first. So, I need to have it like that. And I put all these ends at one end. So, they all stay at that end. And I just put them in a nice, neat pile. Okay, so the green is up there, showing. Have I done that one wrong? No, that's good. And that one. So this just double checks that I have done them all right. And you can see the bit of wave in the seam. So I'm going to get rid of that very shortly, and I'll show you how to do that. And that is what Annie was talking about. That is what will cause it to, oops, daisy, go windy. You know, like it'll all go one direction and cause a massive big arc in what you're doing. All right, so that is the first one. So I'm just going to move it over here. And the second one was the blue and then the grey. So we want the blue underneath and the grey on top. And the grey on top. And top. And my arm's killing me holding my arm up over the top of the camera. There we go. I'm nearly there. Grey on top. So I've got them now like that. Grey on top. And then I've got one last lot to do. Remembering I had then the cream and green, the olive. So it's cream underneath, then olive. So we want the cream underneath, days, and olive. So all these little preparational things that I do actually make my life easier in the long run. It might look like I'm wasting time, but I'm not. All right, so how cool is that? So now we've got these all in their row. And we originally started at this end, okay? So we've sewn this end down, okay, on each one of those. So what we're going to do on the next one, so we're going to open those out and we're just going to finger press each one. So I'm going to open out, just finger press, no ironing, not yet. Open out and finger press. You can use your little roller if you want to, but don't overdo it. Don't over press. Okay, so out and finger press. Just get those seams going in the one direction. So the more you iron, the more you are going to stretch them. So finger pressing is, and you'll stretch the seam. Finger pressing is the way to go. So between ironing and sewing in one direction, that would be my guess as to why Annie's went all wavy. Okay, so I'm going to flip that over. Just give it a bit of a finger press all the way. Doesn't need to be starched or anything yet. I'm going to do this to each and every row. So if you're following along today, you can now do this to each and every row of colours. Nice and simple. But no ironing, not yet. Back away from the iron. We don't need it just yet. Come on. That's one lot, and that can just sit there. Now we've got this one, and I'm just going to move over here. I'm just going to turn it long ways and do it from this angle. So hopefully you can see, because I can't see. If you can, you should be able to. So I'm just going to do the next lot. Come on, darlings. There we go. So, anyone got any questions at the moment yet? I know you're wondering what the heck I'm doing, but with this, moving it forward, moving the fabric forward each row. We're nearly there. I'll get to that one. And I think too, because you're finger pressing, sorry, it's less time consuming than getting up, going to the iron, coming back, and blah, 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 blah. All right, that one there. So that's the second one. And it goes jet blue and grey. Then we've got this one, which is the olive. So hopefully you can still see the screen. Cream, ivory, or cream and olive. Just make sure they're pressed properly. The fingies. Down. There and there. So you can see the wave in them. Don't worry about that yet, not just yet. We have stitched these from one end up here downwards. So the next lot we're going to stitch the other direction, and that should help keep them nice and straight. Plus less ironing. Ironing is a big factor. So when you iron all the time, especially if you've got any kind of triangles or mitered edges or anything like that, don't come anywhere near with the iron. And if you do, make sure it doesn't have steam, because steam stretches. It opens up the fibre of the fabric and it'll make it stretch. And if you do use an iron with a bias, then you will need to use starch. So that one goes there, and then that one there. The thread's sitting in there somewhere. Where are you? Come here. There we go. All right, so that is those. Okay. That's nothing of what I thought you were doing. You've got me stumped. Okay, I am waiting to see it come together. I've learnt a lot so far. Okay, great. No worries, ladies. All right, next one. Okay, so I know that we sewed from the left-hand side down. So this time I'm going to sew from the right hand down. So they're all going to turn that way. And if you notice, I'm putting them like that. Can you see that? See how I've put them off? That's how they're going to end up, just like that. So they're all at different angles, you know, coming down each one. So I pick up my first one, and actually I might start from the back. I'll pick up this one, grab this one, and making sure I grab the other end with the green up. Don't grab the end with the cream up. So we want the green, the olive. And I'm going to place it down. I'll show you in a sec. I'm just going to move this over. Come on. Back over to the sewing machine. So I'm moving it down the beige. So the beige is behind the green. And I'm moving it down, and I'm sewing from the other end now. So I place that under there. Still grab it. And I'm going to chain stitch all these together to the beige. Just got to reposition that beige. I'm sorry, I know you're waiting to see what's going to happen out of this. It does take a little time, and because I'm doing it live, there's no shortcuts. All right. So you can always go and come back in about 20 minutes. Alright, fast forward. I can't fast forward yet. Alright, we get to that one and stop at the end. Grab my next green and cream one, this one, and my beige one, and put the cream, put the beige underneath and the cream on top like that. Sorry, I missed most of it, but I'm back again. That's okay, Dee. You can always catch back up on this at a later date, like on YouTube, once I've loaded it up, or you can watch later again on Facebook. It'll be there as well. Whoops-a-days, a bit of a chunky one. Whoops-a-days, first chunky. That was me. Sorry about that. I'll just give that a trim. There, put that one down over there. You love that. Just going to make sure that it hasn't come out of any spot it shouldn't. And it's come unthreaded, that's why. That doesn't help. Alright. Just make sure that that bobbin's all good. Oops-a-days. Where's my tweezies? This is still better than the housework. Looking at you still. Yeah. I reckon it might have jumped out of spot, so I'm just double checking it's lined up. I think it's lined up. Yeah, I've got my son is actually vacuuming. Isn't that awesome? It won't be a fantastic job, but it'll be done. And hubby has done some cooking. Well, it's just chicken, but he's done it, so that's brilliant. I think I got that in. Did I? No, I didn't. My daughter's at work, so she can't help me today. Whoopsie-days. Oh. Come on. Might thread with a needle threader. I'll just see. Needle threader's been playing up. I think when I get them to service, I'll get them to realign or change it. My son and his mate are in the kitchen making a mess. It's okay as long as they clean it up, little buggers. Sorry. Bear with me. Alrighty, let's try again. Foot down this time. I need my glasses on. David did our vacuuming this morning when you first started, so I virtually had my ear on the computer to hear. Yours won't, little buggers. My needle threader never works. Yeah, it's the needle, the little wire. There's a tiny bit of wire there that goes through the actual eye of the needle, and if that has the slightest little bend in it, it won't go through. So that's what I'd say is happening. And to get them replaced is not very expensive. It's just I can't see, because that's a small needle, I can't see the bleeding hole. No, I'm going to try my glasses and see if I can get my glasses to work. Wherever I hid them. Maybe I won't get my glasses. I thought I had them just here. No, I'll try again. So if it comes down to it, I will go and get an actual needle threader. Oh, stop shaking. I missed that by miles. Seriously, dude. This is, you're hearing me, what I say when I'm on my own and I can't thread a needle, except for the swearing's not there. So. Right, let me have a look, see if I've got my little needle threader in here. Just try here. No. Peekaboo. Where is it? Problem with me is I have so much stuff, I never know where to put it. And then I find a really good spot for it, and then I can't find a spot that was really good. Found it. Alright. Okie dokie. Alrighty, so these come in a pack of 2 and they're about $2 or something, $3 or something. Oh, the pack of 3, sorry, I tell a lie. So you're trying to thread your machine, go through from the back. If I can even get this bleeding thing through, come through. Oh, too high, silly woman. What's going on? Come on. I hate it. There we go. No. So do you all feel anxiety right now watching me do this? Because I'm getting anxiety doing it. All right, tweezers. All right. There's the end of the little booger. This is what you do live. Like, people do these things live. All right, come on. You're supposed to go through the hole. Go through that way then. I think you're through. Yep. Alrighty. And pull it through. Ta-da! Best $2 I ever spent. Alright. I'll keep that handy because I'll probably need it again. Alright, let's bring this bobbin up and see if it's still making that noise. Why is for you not pick up thread? There we go. Pick up thread. Yep, good. that's all good. Just double check. Yeah, it did go through, so I'll just do it again. There we go. All right, so we're all over it. We're ready to rock and roll. That down, cover this. If it chews it up again, I'm going to spit the dummy, by the way, just saying. I'm just going to cut that off. You know how much I love that at the start of doing anything. Alrighty, so I've already got that started. I'm just going to put that under there. I love it when it works. Alright, here we go. So I've got the beige underneath the green, and I've moved the beige about an inch further, sorry, than the green, so they're not starting head to head. You guys, you know, you'll never get that 10 minutes of watching me do that threading the needle thing, ever. You'll never get that 10 minutes back. Just saying. So coming the other way, so when I started sewing this seam here, I've started at this end and sewn down. So coming back the other way for every other seam will help reduce that twisting that Annie was talking about. Don't know what that was, but I don't want to knock it off. So another green and another beige. So green and cream. Beige underneath, right sides together, which I didn't mention that before, but it's definitely a right sides together thing. Move it up, just stitch a little bit further, there we go. So you should have your green one, or whatever you're using, on the top. So effectively, so far, I have used one brown fat quarter, and 7 other fat quarters for the colours. In saying that, actually, I might just undo that because I can see it's moving a bit. So, oh, see how that happened? Oh, you'll get to see the quick ripper. Look. There we go. Look. All right. Oh, yeah, headphones. Oh, the boy's cooking. So frustrating wearing glasses. Hold that piece of white card behind the needle so you can see the eye. Good idea. I say so much worse. Oh, trust me, I say worse. Well, literally, I have a magnifying glass to see better. Oh, that's good. Love your 2 storage compartments. Yeah. Holding thread with the tweezers helps me, and the glasses are missing in action. Not laughing, as it happens to me all the time. Just glad we all have the same issues. At least you keep us entertained, Michelle. If nothing else, it's entertaining. So I'm just going to lift that foot right up, and you'll see. I'll try and do it with a camera in front of me. I've got very little room. Just let me get that seam going. Yep, it is. I might actually move it over here. So let's move again. We're moving. Right, you ready? So I'll get it where you can see it. So right there. Just put a new battery in this baby. So I'm going to probably undo right up to here. So flip that one back and make sure it's going. Like, see how it's not started? That it's not actually started. You want to just snip it so that you actually see how that's starting. Hold the bottom one with your hand. Turn the baby on. Don't get your sleeve caught in the camera thing. Hold that down. And I'm not pulling, I'm just lifting. Look at that. Bang. Bam. Isn't that amazeballs? The only thing you'll have is all these little bits of whatever. But I just go like that. Trim it off, give it a bit of a shake. Most of it comes out, and you might have 1 or 2 still there. Okay, most of them are gone. Put it back where she belongs. Come back over here. Oh, cord in the way, that's not going to help. And go back to where I once was, which was halfway doing through this. Alrighty, so I love that little electric shaverer. Oh, how I need that today. I love that you're like us and not afraid to show us, learning so much from your experience. You're a star. Oh, Dee, I would never. Of course I am so much like you guys. I mean, I'm like no different to anyone else. You know, we all have these experiences, we all do it, and it's good to see. I think it's perfect to see that I have the same experiences as you do, because then you realise that what I do is capable for you too, you know, because I'm just as human. David came running in and said, I thought I heard a vibrator. Stella, that's hilarious. Oh my glob. No, sorry to be disappointed there, David. Definitely not a vibrator. Alrighty, so there we go. Next one. Got an itch, got a scratch. Alright, next one. Another one of these. At this rate, I'm going to be here all bleeding day just doing this. No, I'm not. Alright, next one. I move it down a bit. Again, I've got the beige one underneath and the green one on top. He wondered what I was watching. I bet he did. Oh, yeah, get your head out from the gutter, David. You'll have to get one, Stella, and frighten him one day. Oh, there you go. All right. Alrighty. Hi Deb, how you going? See Deb Chandler's online. Say hello to everyone if you want to, or you want to sit quietly, you're allowed to as well. Okay, so I'm getting there. A couple more of these ones to do. And then the next colour. Oops, a daisy. Don't grab two of the same one. So this feels like it takes forever, but once you've got them all done, it makes a man run. I'll get one too. Which direction do you want him running in, Dee? Oh dear. A little bit off, that's all right. We'll get back over here. The other way. Oh, well, he certainly has taken notice now. Yeah, exactly. Oh, dear. Yeah, I would have said the same, Dee, the other way. I kept running the other direction. All right, so... yeah, if nothing else, we got his attention. Okay, this is called Secret Women's Business. David, secret squirrels. If your is your web page just Michelle's Patchwork? Yeah, so it's michellespatchwork.com. Really need to update that. It's just time. I can't afford to pay some web designer to do it, so I have to do it myself, and time is poor at the moment, and time 4. No worries, Colleen. All right. You got any other questions, anyone? Any other questions at the moment? Daisy. I have one I will put in the shower when my son, his mates over the reactions are priceless. That's hilarious. Not yet, give me time, I will. Oh, good, Pat. Yep, whenever you got time, just give me a hoy and just say I've got a question for you. Does anyone get Quilter's Companion magazine? Yes, good. No, I don't get any magazines. Oh, well, I'm going to have some ads in the magazine soon. I think it's in the September issue. Love that mag. Yep. So I'm going to have some adverts in there. And I think they're going to do a tutorial of some sort on me. Of something. Which is nice. And I'm not sure when that's going to go. I've got to have the interview with the editor, or the what's the name of the person who does the writing? Oh, yeah, editor. Okay. So yeah, apparently they went on my website and fell in love with my horse panel. Why do you stagger the start of your fabric when sewing as ends not meeting top and bottom? Does that make sense? Yes, Joanne. Rados just stalks me enough already. Joanne, yes. So you'll see why when I go to the cutting stage. So, yeah, it won't make sense at the moment, but it will when I get to the cutting stage. So I'm up to the next one, and again, I've got the blue. I'm moving it up a little bit. And from the lemon, because I've kept them all in their order, relative order. I'm just going to move that over. You can never do enough stalking, Rado. It's friendly stalking anyway. If you were breathing heavy into the phone, I'd be worried. So you're not doing that. It's a costly stalking. Ah, dear. Yes, but effective, because you get the things that are going to make your life easy in the long run. I decided to find some handiwork while we are long haul for this tutorial. Absolutely, handwork. Yeah, I thought you might mean handwork. Same here. Good idea. Yeah, so you... First a vibrator and now heavy breathing. So, yeah, I don't. This will be PG. Excuse me. I'm just moving that stuff out of the way. And it's Rado's fault. Oh, okay, thought it was something. Sometimes mine puckers at the start. Okay, so Joanne, so if yours puckers at the start, like it grabs it and pushes it into the center, what you need to do is start using a leader. First change your needle. It could be your needle being really blunt, pushing it down. The other thing is to start using a leader fabric. So you might have a little square, just, 2 inches square, fold it over, to about 2 inches. So you want it to be about 2 layers thick of fabric, and put that underneath your foot first, and then start sewing and feed it through like I'm doing to your piece that you actually want to sew, and it should just pick it up and sew along nicely. Dee asks, what machine have I got? I am using my old Janome Horizon 8900. It's a memory craft. And I also have a 14,000, Janome 14,000, but she's sitting over there at the moment looking at me going, please use me. I've just been using this one because it's been set up. So you can see how I'm feeding it under there, Joanne. So if that was your leader behind here, I'm actually, I'll just move that over a fraction more. I'm actually feeding my next lot in just underneath the foot, just like, and the feed dogs will grab it and pull it in. If you don't have the leader, it will push that edge of the fabric down into the into where the bobbin case goes. That can be a sign that you need to change your needle, but it could also just be that's just your machine just wants to chew fabric. I don't think they make these machines anymore. They've been superseded by the next model up, which I think is at 9450 or 9400 or something like that. But they are a brilliant machine. This thing has done so much work. It is a real workhorse. That's why she sounds a bit chunky, because she's probably done as much work in 1 year as what most people do in 2. Do you know what I mean? It's the amount of sewing I do. And I don't just, I haven't just done normal piecing sewing on it. I'm talking artwork through paint, through, 5 or 6 layers. Would the same apply to sewing triangles? Mine grabs unless I hold the thread. Yes. So if you have a leader, you can do the exact same thing, Dee. And then you can just feed them in. There is a more chance because it's a point of it grabbing, but you could also change if you've got that facility, change your plate, your machine plate, this thing here, to a single hole stitch, so it's just got the little hole for the needle to go through. That could help because it doesn't give it the ability to push it down into the bobbin area. Alrighty. So I try very hard not to do triangles. If I do triangles, I normally sew them while they're in the square and then cut them, if that makes sense. Like flying geese and stuff. Thanks. Not all the time. May need a service. It's a Horizon 7700. We have many words. Joanne, yeah, look, you've got a single plate needle hole too with that 7700. Brilliant machine. You would probably, get benefit definitely from a service, but you would probably find that putting the single plate, needle hole plate on your machine while you're doing that, as long as you're not using any zigzag or any decorative stitches, do that. You'll probably find that will help as well. I don't really like doing triangles either. Anything with a bias, it's scary, hey? Oh, another grab him under there. Bring him down. So for those who've just rocked in, if anyone's just rocked in, you're not too sure what on earth I'm doing, I am doing some strip piecing for a border for the wildlife panels. So once I've got these all joined together, we're going to then cut them. There's a reason for me joining them together on an angle, and you'll see it once we cut them. It does make sense. I have so far used 8 fat quarters and 1, 2, 3 panels, and 2 of the panels get cut into 3 pieces each. So I'll have a centre one, and I'll have 3 small ones top and bottom of my centre one. Oops, Daisy, sorry about that. I touched the screen. So chain piecing also helps me keep them in order. So I know which ones I started with, I know which end I started on, so that when I do the next step, I know I need to start from the other end. If you don't do that, you end up with a big arc curve. So this helps avoid that. These are only small pieces, but it would still happen even with small pieces of that quarter size. Let's move that over. Alright, we're almost there. One more of these ones, and then we're going to trim them off and move them, replace them in position and organise which end I'm going to cut from. Sew from, sorry, my apologies. And last one. Move it down about 1 inch each one. So bit of interference, get away. Chicken scratch. Come on, baby. There we go. Most of you know that I'm actually not much of a perfectionist, and you will probably see that if I have points in this or anything, they probably don't match. If you're a perfectionist, you need to take very, very good care of your seam allowance. That will be your indicator as to whether you're going to get really nice points and stuff. Just press that down, it was a bit crooked. Alrighty, so nice. Okay, so I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to, this is the end we sewed from, set that down. I'm just going to move my chair around to this side. And I'm going to place them down in the same position just to make it a bit easier for me. But I know I started from that way this time around. So this is my first, that's where I started, the green. The green's my start. And one. And I'm just I'm just pressing them with my hands each time just to help get some of that, waviness out of them. So that's those ones. Now I know that the beige is the last colour in this set, so that is going to sit with that olive green facing me. So all I have left to do now is sew these two lots together. And I know I started at this end, so I've got to start this time from the other end. If you have trouble remembering which end you started from, put a pin in the top, or pin a piece of paper to the top. And then take that pin out and put it at the other end for the next one. Do you know what I mean? So that you can remember where you started from each go. Yeah. I had a little bit of a mess there, so I'm going to just sew that one down, and that one goes that way. And while the elevator music plays, I'll just quickly, thank you, Dee. Yeah, it's a good idea. I find it quite easy for me. I'm just going to sew that seam down because it's not picked up that seam, and then put that back with these fellas. Okay, and then just press. So that's the end I started at. I need to start at this end, so I want that end facing upwards. And then I need to swap that over, right? Remembering that my beige is my last one, so that one needs to go last. And my green. Now I'm just going to do this and open them up so that they, actually needs to go that way, so they open up in the correct direction. All right, so I'll just put that there and just finger press. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just check the camera. Yep, you can see. Just got caught there, a bit of finger pressing. Come on. Be nice to mummy. There we go. I'll turn that sideways, a bit easier for me. So just open out, press the seam down, and put them on top of each other. Open out, press the seam down, and put them on top of each other. All right, press the seam down with your fingers, with your hands. Don't get the iron onto them. I know you're really, really tempted. You want that nice crisp thing, but trust me in this that it will make it worse. So that one pressed down. So far, they are looking fairly straight. So there doesn't seem to be any curvature of the spine, so to speak. All right. So they are there. So that's my first lot. So I'm just going to pop this one down and do that. And open this out. Press down with fingies. There. And I'm not pushing overly hard, I'm just sort of, running my fingers along just to make sure they're all going in the right direction. Okay. And like this. So this helps to not so much stretch out, but helps to release that stitch a bit so that it's not so wavy. As you notice, they're not as wavy as they were before, because just a finger press will just help relieve that stitch. And that one down. Oops, stays crooked. There we go. Alrighty, so they're going to go like that. So turn them that way, because I know that I have to start from this end. Okay. I think that's pretty much the end I had to start from. I don't think it'll matter too much at this point because all the other seams have been gone up and down. So move this over, him and here, right there. Grab the first one and the second one, flip it over the top, but make sure that you have it so that the white is higher than the grey, and then sew. So you will have a little bit of wastage with this method, but the result should be really quite nice. Alrighty, oh, make sure that's in the right section. Oh. So, is everyone sort of following so far, making a bit of sense? So I'm just grabbing the two strips that are going to be sewn together and just manipulating them just a little, just so that I can get the seam straight. I don't want it overlapping too much. A bit of chicken scratch. Oh, good, good. Yes, understanding so far. Good, good. I'm trying to make it really, really simple, but effective, because you can use this method in so many different things. So the colours are going to suit those wildlife panels really well. Time for a coffee, absolutely. Once I get these sewn together, we'll go and have a coffee. So, you know, take some screenshots of what I'm doing if you need to. You know, don't sort of feel frightened and that you can't do that. I'm going to sew these down. If you want to hang with me while I do it, then we'll go for a coffee. It's been about, so it's taken me a good hour, nearly an hour and a half by the time I finish to sew these together, which is not too bad. I've sort of been stuffing around a little, but definitely time for a coffee. I'm getting very dry in the mouth. Go have a little break and have something to drink. Come back, you know, 15-20 minutes or so. And then we'll get on with the next set, which is going to be some cutting. And I'm going to show you how to use the best press. Or a starch. I can show you either. That I don't know how to screenshot things, so I'll just watch you over and over. At least you can forward. Stop listening. You don't have to listen to me yap on about nothing. Oops. Enjoyed every minute, laughed my head off with Stella, I know, and a vibrator. By the way, it's not a vibrator for those who missed out. It's the quick ripper. That's it there, turning it on. Just saying. Stella, did David run in the room again? Definitely now can't be classed as PG and kid friendly. Sorry, in YouTube. He didn't. Ah. I think I embarrassed him last time. Nice job. Well done. Your job is done then. You've succeeded. Can he hear me? Usually power button and volume down button simultaneously for a couple of seconds will do a screenshot. Yes, exactly right. Yes. I think if you're on the computer too, there's actually a button for screenshot, and then you've got to go and paste it into, or it's like a copy and paste into, I think it's Paint or Word, something like that, and it'll paste the whole screen shot. So I think it's called a screenshot. It's probably a good thing, Stella. Poor bugger. He's got 40 women there against him. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, thanks, I'm on my iPad. Yeah, okay. So iPads are a bit different, but it might have, I don't know iPads very well, but someone here might. Redo might know. I don't know. I just know mine is analog, so it works a bit different to iPad. Print next to F2 on mine does screenshot and puts in my pictures. Oh, there you go. Print screen. Yep. Cool. Oh, great. That's good. Well, thanks, son. You're a Samsung girl? Yeah, me too. I like to keep it simple. I just find that Apple just know way too much about us. I mean, Samsungs do too, but if you get a Samsung, everything, or an Apple, everything has to be Apple for it to work properly. All right, let's move down. That was a bit of a tackle to fight that one, get it to line up. So, just lining up the sides, I have moved each piece down each time I'm sewing them together by a good inch, maybe. There might be a bit of waste of fabric at the end, but I'm okay with that. We're still lined up. Yeah, me too, Stella. Debbie's also Samsung. Yeah, I find that Apple, if you've got an Apple iPad and you've got a Samsung phone, the Apple will not talk to it. But if you've got a Samsung phone and you have any breed, other than iPhone, of course, any other breed of computer, like a HP or whatever, yeah, it is, then it will communicate with it. But Apple just does not, and I mean, that's how they monopolise the industry. So I just refuse to give them my money. The kids love them. And some people, look, and there's plenty of reasons to love them. I mean, they do make it easier. If you've got Apple, then you've got it on the iPad, you've got it on the phone, and it all sort of talks to each other and communicates and, blah, blah, blah. But if then you decide, okay, well, I want to get something that is analog, it won't run on your iPad. And if I want to get something that's Apple, it won't run on the Samsung, which is annoying. I think they need to sort that out and stop the grievances or whatever they do. I know they're always trying to outdo each other. wonder who's going to get the first Apple or first analog dishwasher that does everything, you know, like talks to you. And I mean, I know they've got those things in the house, but you want it to actually do the dishes. You want it to actually vacuum the house. I wonder who will get that one first. Analog or iPhone or Apple. I have, after this one, I've got 2 more to go, and then we'll have a little break and come back, and I'll show you how to press these, because we actually do need to press, and not iron, we're pressing, and I'll show you how to use, we need some Androids. Yeah, exactly. I thought you said something else there for a minute. I had to read it twice, I didn't have my eyeballs on. Now, you need something that can tell you where your keys are gone. It's lost your keys. Or where your glasses are, because you can't find them. You know, it's on your head, stupid, or something. I don't know. I use Dropbox to move pictures around my iPad, Windows computer, and Samsung phone. Oh, yeah, okay, you can do that. Ah. So there you go. So there is a way to do it, because I know that, you know, one won't talk to the other. So obviously the Dropbox helps. Or like a dishwasher, mine grew up and left home, so I have to do my washing up. Yeah, exactly, Pat. Exactly. Find your keys. Find out where your glasses are. Do your dishes. Clean the bathroom. I don't know, all those things that we hate doing. I had the torch on my phone looking in the dark for a said phone the other night. Oh my wordy lordy me. Ratto, that takes the cake. That is a ripper. I too am the dishwasher here, Pat. No. I do have a dishwasher. I am in need of replacing it. I just said to my husband, I refuse to do it anymore. I said, no one helps me, so we're getting a dishwasher. He said, oh, well, we can just wash by hand. I said, no, because that means I will be washing by hand. And I'm not doing it. I won't. There's hours of my life I will never, ever get back. Not doing it. Yeah, Stella nearly wet herself. Not good. Oh, dear. We've got such a good group of women, honestly. We really have. Gidget, those boxes of things haven't come. I haven't reported them yet, but I will do. And I'll let you know how I go. And I still have to let Wendy know to get a replacement on them. And when I send them, I'm going to send them in a cardboard box wrapped in bloody everything. I mean, I wrapped them anyway, but still, obviously, those bags are no good. It needs something else. And you're not the only one that happened to either. All right. Oh, I cut off too early. Oh, ripped off. All right, one more to go. Does everyone remember to say happy birthday to everyone? You know how Facebook tells you someone's birthday's there? I always forget. So, oops-a-days. So if I don't actually say happy birthday to you, it's not because I don't like you or don't care. I'm just not remembering to say happy birthday. Like that. Come on. Fingers in the way, sorry. There we go. Because Facebook tells me when, you know, it's everyone's birthday. So I figured it's not there anymore. Yes, always remember to say happy birthday. Yeah, so I always forget. So I just figured on the 1st of January, I'm going to put up a post saying happy birthday to everyone from today onwards for the whole year, because I will forget. I am terrible with that also, Michelle. Oh, things are forgetting. Yeah, exactly right. And I feel horrible. So I just stopped. So if anyone doesn't feel like saying happy birthday to me this year, I won't take it personally. Trust me. It's okay. Just saying. I forgot my own father's birthday before. Like, you know, I'm shocking. I'm the one in the relationship that forgets our anniversary, which is terrible because it's actually it's on our son's birthday. So I remember the birthday, but not the actual anniversary. I'm hopeless. Oh no, it's not my birthday until December, but you can say it from now and to the end of the year. Okay? If you say it now, I will take that on the 8th of December this year. You said happy birthday already. You are just ahead of the game. You go, girl. Alrighty. Now, I'll just move this over. Just to here, we are up to the next step, almost ready for a coffee. So, I love my rolly chair. Did I mention that? So, we're just going to grab these, trim them apart. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Alrighty. So, we can then place them down. So I might do it the other way, so then the white doesn't have the grey seam under it. And we're going to push that way. And beige. This side. Alright. Beige this side. Pull that down. And see how they're not twisting? I can't see a twist. If you can see a twist in them, tell me now before I go doing any more cutting or anything. But they look fairly straight to me. So that's how you do it. That's how you get your straight strip pieced things. And even if they're really, really long, like, you know, like 40 inches long, you can still do it the same way. Take just, you know, it's a longer process because they're longer. But as long as you go up one way and then down the other, up that way, you're fine. And that'll reduce that twisting effect that they get. Oops-a-days. Yeah, so every birthday I get so many birthday wishes, which is really, really lovely. But then I feel like a right ass because I haven't said anything to anyone else all year because I'm busy and I forget. It is said pre-birthday wishes. Absolutely. That's for December. Correct. Thank you, Stella. I'm hearing you, girl. Margaret, my daughter forgot mine this year and she felt awful. It's just another day. It is. I have birthdays in my phone on appointment and put the year beside it so I can tell how old everyone is. Way too organised. All right, so we are now ready for the next step. So let's go and have some coffee. I will see you back here at 2 o'clock. We'll give it a good 20 minutes or so. 2 o'clock for the next sit, and we'll be doing some cutting and some more sewing. So I will talk to you all soon.